Hello, YouTube.
Oh,
Long time
hello,
no
YouTube.
see.
Hello.
So who remembers what happened last time?
They still haven't seen.
The DM.
I mean, I remember, but it's not my
Literally.
job.
Because I certainly don't.
What month was that? Like
That was a couple months ago, or like at
January.
least a month ago.
Yeah. No. Okay.
Um,
Do you want to recap?
I remember that we fought some bandits and some giants.
Mm-hmm.
One bandit and some
yeah.
giants.
that was the last game.
Yeah,
Jesus.
and then we ended up camping in Zill's fancy new tent, and by tent I mean temple, and then we ended up getting called to get to Haven ASAP. We got to Haven
Vitala.
that day by Tava.
Vitala ASAP.
Yeah, by person. Vitala, that's the one. We got to Vitala, and it ended up. Dion is under the impression that a bunch of undead are attacking the city. That's technically not what was said. Not that the group knows that.
Right.
Zill is worried. They said cursed. Zill does not know that. Zill is just concerned that there is a huge military force in the city that she just told a bunch of werewolves to go to. So she's trying to be cautious of that.
Yeah.
And that's about all I can remember at this point.
That's more or less wraps it up. You did a pretty good job there. Okay. So, yes. We left off with you guys just landing. Alistair was actually there. Was the one that you guys saw.
Right.
Mr. Crowley?
No, your brother.
Whoa.
Your brother is Mr. Crowley.
Yes.
Well,
Mr. Crowley. Sorry, starting off with breaking.
There you go.
Okay.
There's
My
Alistair.
brother is
for
there.
you. Yep.
well.
And yes, so Alistair's there. He's helping. He appears to be in charge, and he's directing people around. You can see as you're approaching that there is civilians are being hoarded to the southern gates. Carts loaded full of stuff. Others are being headed towards the teleportation circles, and it looks to be a mass evacuation.
Zill is keeping an eye out for any lichens.
Okay.
With her true sight.
Okay.
And she wants to get basically she wants a situation rep on what it is exactly that we're facing.
So I assume you guys are landing and breaking the spell.
Yes, we can convert back. Oh, that's right. We turned into farts.
Yep, you guys were farts. That's how you got here so fast. You
And we're technically still have this spell available. It's lasts for 8 hours. It takes a minute to go in or out of the form.
Oh,
Yeah.
So,
I forgot about that.
yeah.
It
No,
lasts.
I was trying to remember what
Wait,
Paylor
what?
and Alistair's relationship was, but Alistair's a good boy.
Alistair's
Alistair's
a good
a
one,
good
yes.
I thought we used the teleportation thing.
Not to get to get from camping back home. Zill used one of her magic beads that she has
From the
that-
grave robbing
from the grave robbing. Yeah,
of
Archaeology. Got it.
archaeology of the
of
Thassus
the
tomb.
Xenos family or Thassus. That's right.
It's actually just recovering my own
Right.
family's relics.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's not great.
It's archaeology.
That's actually, I think, legitimately a conversation that Zill and Dion had. Was she felt weird about it? He was like, "What? It's my family." It's like they're not using it, and I was like, "Okay." But yes.
So,
Yes, we use magic fart bead. Still wants to go talk to the dude in charge, whose name I've already forgotten.
Alistair,
Alistair.
Dion's older brother.
Do I know what rank
Have
he is?
we had a rest since I don't know what we've done recently?
You guys
We
did have a
just
rest.
woke
At time.
We did.
Yes.
Yeah, we had just woken up because we got it early morning. We got the message that we needed to leave, so we finished our rest and then left in the morning.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yep.
So-
So
I don't remember if I clicked this or not. I'm just doing it to make sure.
it's probably you guys are probably getting here just after like 10ish in the morning, maybe 11.
Sweet.
So but so
Oh,
you guys
sorry.
revert back, are walking up to Alistair. Alistair will see Dion and go, Dion, glad you made it back so fast. We were told you were up north near Skyhost.
Yes, but we were feeling a bit gassy, so we got here early.
Well, any help would be greatly
Still rolls
appreciated.
her eyes.
It appears that Shalagengar has risen an army of cursed beings, and they are marching across the plains.
Yes, I heard. I heard reports of undead coming this way.
I don't believe they're undead from reports.
What are we dealing with then?
I've heard cursed stone, werewolves, vampires.
Werewolves and vampires.
Yes, as well as I believe there's been reports of Medusas as well.
Have you been briefed on our retrieval of our object?
He'll
Zil
glance
says.
down at the pouch and be like, that is a yes, and we believe that is what they are after. Because they aren't going towards Haven, and they bypassed Necropolis. They were headed westward, across the plains. And with you having recently been in Skyhost, I think that was their destination. Now you're in Vitala, so we believe they'll be headed here.
Do we have the ability? Do you have any forward forts or anything where we could set up a temporary? I hate to say refugee shelter, but that's basically what it would be.
Refugees are being funneled out of the city and being sent south to Port Dupli to be spread between Radium and Lorman.
No, that's not what I mean. More of a medical center? Triage, if you will?
The temples are functioning as triage for us, but
I think that what he means is there is a chance that they're coming here to be cured, not necessarily to be attacking us.
the army marching across the plains is definitely hostile.
What makes you think that? Have they actually attacked anyone?
They attacked some of the scouts. There is a black winged angel flying over the army. And if I remember correctly, it was the one that rescued Shalagengar from us when we released him from the stone.
That does kind of change the landscape a bit.
Does there was you said that they don't have a way of tracking us. How would they know where we were? Zil says, touching the amulet of anti-scrying.
Are
Does she
all of
also earn-
are all of you protected? Alistair will say.
No. No, I am no longer protected.
Zil looks at Dion.
We had this conversation already.
Not in character.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I'm not wearing mine either.
Yeah,
Oh,
because I
shit.
wasn't wearing
Oh,
mine
that's
after
right, we
that.
did.
He'll be
And Zil
like,
just kind of pinches between her eyes. Oh, that's right.
he'll be like, that would be.
Oh wait, no, I am still wearing it. Never mind.
He'll be like, well, that's probably how they know. They know you guys would
Yeah.
be together.
Remembering that, I as a player didn't remember that conversation. Zil would have. Zil would not have brought it up.
Okay, that's fine. So currently, our objective is to here. Wait. Before we discuss this, let's head into the temple, and he'll actually direct you into one of the smaller temples nearby. Are you guys going with him?
Yeah.
He'll close the doors and he'll give a signal to one of his guards, and they'll begin casting a spell to create a magic barrier over the building. Now we can't be spied on.
Good to know.
Sorry, we believed the threat of our being tracked was over. Otherwise, I would have kept mine on, and I would not have recommended anyone else take theirs off either.
Well, the threat of being tracked is actually in our favor, because we want to bring them here.
Well, you sound like you have a plan. To tell.
Thorax stops putting his on.
Um,
he was about to put it on, but he stops. Puts
Vitala
it back in his bag.
was originally built to be the capital of the Haven Empire. But it just happened that it didn't stay.
Zill nods. She would have known this.
Yes. There is some magical properties of the Zenith that are quite potent and will help defend the city and repel this army. You might have heard of them, Zilliana, but I am not sure if even Father Blackbriar talked about them.
Oh.
I'm sorry, real quick. Out of curiosity, are we being tracked via the scry spell?
You don't know.
The reason I'm asking is because we would have a chance to save against it.
Yes.
Is why I was.
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind.
God damn it, Shorak. I will revoke your gifting privileges.
Okay. So, he begins speaking. The Zenith has some special properties that will aid us in our fight against this army. But we have to bring them here. Because the Zenith can't move.
You're setting up an ambush.
We are setting up a trap, yes. Our forces are going to deploy a day's or two's march just outside the city and intercept the forces for as long as they can. And then when a good opportunity to retreat shows itself, they will pull back to the city and we will hold the wall and then just deal with as much of it as we can. But when the time comes, we'll play our trump card.
Is there like a map? Is there like a battle map laid out?
Of Vitala? Oh, no.
The area.
He does not have a map on him. No, but they would have one at the headquarters. He was just currently out directing, and he's just informing you guys of the plan and what's going on.
What sort of defenses does the Zenith have? Does Zill know? Can I roll for this?
Roll me a D100. Because this would have been knowledge that Father Blackbriar would have kept secret.
56.
That is not high enough. So Father Blackbriar kept it from you. He never spoke of it.
Interesting.
Very, very few people know about it. Because it's the last resort kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, are there traps in the temple?
He'll be like, you're asking what the defenses are?
I mean,
Yes.
Basic defenses of the town or these specific ones?
Of these specific ones. I don't know if you were asking or not.
Yes.
You would ask?
Do we know of any specific defenses that we could utilize?
The city walls are strong. They will hold. We believe that our forces are far superior to the night creatures. But even we've never had to face a force of this large, of creatures organized under one banner. So we are still weary of that. But our goal is to set up a forward base and lure them in. And hopefully use you guys as bait. So for the time being, your orders from the High Inquisitor as well as the Emperor are to remain in Vitala.
Well, I had business in town anyway.
Do you have a map?
We do have a map. We can supply one when we get back, when we go to our headquarters. Are you preparing to set up defenses?
I would like to see it. Yes.
Okay. He'll nod and be like, "That can be arranged." We're currently in the middle of evacuation, but as soon as evacuation calms down, Demetrius as well as Iskandar, the High Inquisitor, will be joining us. They've left the evacuation up to us while they man Haven until they are sure the forces are heading towards Vitala.
Zill is looking very pensive and has to take her drugs.
Okay.
How far out from the full moon are we?
Her daily prayers.
Well, you guys skipped 5 weeks. 5 weeks of travel. You were going to have 5 weeks in town, yes. Yes. So it actually looks like... I think the full moon just happened, I think.
It was, that's right, because we saved some werewolves recently
Yes.
who had just had an issue.
Yes.
So we're like 2 weeks out. So we're like halfway. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, pardon me, sorry.
Because you were supposed to arrive Vitala there, so yeah, 2 weeks until the full moon.
Okay, I'm good with that. Just needed to know for reasons.
Yep. And then I'm trying to think of what else there is.
You wouldn't happen to know where did we have a recent influx of refugees coming to visit the Zenith by chance?
Unfortunately, I am not aware of that. I've only been in town for about a day.
We'll check in there. He looks at. He says to. I almost said Igdia. Damn. Zill.
Turns around, sudden fish lady. Yes, of course.
Was there any other information you guys are needing before I return to my duties?
Nothing that.
Is the report in somewhere, or?
When you're done with what you need, any help with the with the evacuees will be helpful. The sooner we get them, majority of the populace sent on their way, the faster we can start preparing.
Okay. The city has a huge supply of holy water from last time we were in town.
Yes, they do.
So
That's right,
I'm not.
We have been back. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you got the spar with
That's right.
Blackbriar.
That's right. I was thinking that we hadn't been back since we left.
Yeah, no, you met both their dads.
You did. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
In short order, in fact.
Yeah, I think within a couple days of each other.
Close to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty much.
And had her mom reveal her
Yeah.
identity as well.
Yeah.
It's been a busy month. Yeah, okay. Zill is antsy to leave this room.
Alistair will dismiss himself and head back out. Begin calling out directions as he takes off back to his duties. I assume you guys are heading to the Zenith.
That is where Zill would like to head, yes.
Okay.
If you don't mind, I would like to help him with his preparations. Unless I am needed.
Zill shrugs, looks at Dion. I don't see why not.
I actually didn't hear what you said. I was looking at notes. Sorry, what?
Oh, Six wants to go and help him with his preparations.
Of course.
Okay, so you're gonna go with Alistair?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Six knows a thing or two about ambushing, I think.
Mhm.
Probably give him some tips.
So, yeah, they're just focused on the evacuation at the moment. So they're not, because they don't want to set up defenses and fortifications in the city while it's still evacuating.
No, he's not talking about doing stuff in the city.
That's, yeah,
He's talking about basically planning a fighting retreat that slows them down and weakens their forces as they do it.
Oh yeah. Yes, the city's evacuation is coming first. So is Six going off to do it on his own?
Or he just wants to see, like,
You're gonna go scout.
strategic level what they have and what
he's
kind
doing
of...
pre-planning.
Yeah,
process.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
He
Gotcha.
wants to look at the map and be like, I have ideas.
Yeah, like, if we can lure them into this obvious, ambush point, we could take out a bunch of them and then run.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. I see what you mean. Okay. Cool. Okay. So you will ask Alistair where there's a map available, and he will direct you to the Zenith. He says that the Zenith has been set up as the base of operations for all military within the city. You guys all there? Internet. Work. Please let the internet come back. I want internet back.
Is that what happened?
Internet. Where are you?
Why is it out again?
They were moving the router because they were putting the patio back.
Oh.
Oh, is it back? Am I back? Not yet. Not fully. Come on, come on, come on.
Assignments of mine? Like I turn in
Yay!
assignments.
I've returned!
Yay!
Sorry,
Woo!
the router and the internet box got unplugged.
No.
It didn't ruin up the recording. It didn't cut the recording,
Classic.
Classic Peg.
so we don't have to redo everything. We just have like 6 minutes of me
Time.
going around going, internet worked.
Lol.
I sent you a DM.
I saw that. Yes, I was reading that while I was waiting for Discord to boot back up.
Mm.
So
Yes, the dwarf's name is Roz.
Raish.
R-O-Z, Roz.
Ra's al Ghul.
You guys have seen Monsters, Inc., right?
Oh yeah.
The lady in the window. My
Was that?
mouse.
Oh, he's watching.
Okay.
That is what she was inspired from. So
So
got it.
where were you guys going? Did you what was the last thing you heard?
I
We're
said
going
I
to
just
the-
wanted to go help the guy, and we don't need to roleplay.
Well, yeah, we were talking about him going help, and then we were talking about how old Alistair was, and I think you were already gone by
Okay.
that point.
Yes. I was going to tell you that Alistair actually points 6 in the direction of the Zenith, because the Zenith has been being set up as the main military stronghold
Oh.
for the... Yes.
convenient.
One of the
Yes.
strongest, oldest buildings, so
And
and largest,
and other things. But yes.
and other things.
And other things. There's a reason
Protected
for
by
it.
holy powers.
There's a reason for it.
Giant magic cannon that's gonna burst out of the top of the thing.
It's
I'm almost
freaking-
sure. of
laser
it.
It's the
beam.
Alexander summon from Final Fantasy IX.
I don't know what that is.
It's basically just a big living building that can blast things.
Oh, okay. The irony.
It's actually a spaceship. But yeah, Zilla is super stoked to get back to the Zenith and kind of is.
Okay.
She's conserving her spell slots, otherwise she would have messaged Father Blackbriar. But yeah, she's really excited to get back home.
Yes. Okay. So you guys all head to the Zenith then.
Yep.
As you move into the Zenith grounds, you definitely see what Alistair was talking about, that the grounds have tents and like basically it's been turned into a military headquarters. It's still in the process of being set up, but you can tell that that is where it is going.
Leon just kind of casually and gently puts his hand on Zill's shoulder when they walk up and see her home being turned into a military encampment.
Yeah, she's definitely got the bit of anxiety
Mm-hmm.
involved.
Zorak looks a lot more comfortable in Vitala this time.
Lol.
Of course he does.
The doors to the temple are open. Normally they sit closed and they get opened when people arrive, but right now they're standing open.
They're gonna get flies inside. That was a joke out of character.
What? Giant man-eating flies?
What? Suture flies? Why is my Wi-Fi turned off on my phone? That's bad.
It's bad. No wonder you're going through data so fast.
Apparently.
Okay.
Sorry, that was irrelevant to the situation.
That's fine.
Zill is going to. She's got her wings put away. She's trying to be incognito right now because
There's a lot going on.
there's a lot going on, and she doesn't.
Need to add to it.
Right. And she needs to find Father Blackbriar pretty much ASAP.
And
And
actually,
she's still keeping an eye out for anyone who looks like a refugee, specifically werewolves.
there's tons of people in the grounds of the Zenith. This is probably the most people you've ever seen on the grounds of the Zenith before.
Oh, she hates it. Her house is being full of people.
Yep.
That's being full of people.
And as you're moving across the grounds, you see Father Blackbriar actually leave one of the tents over by the reading pool on the grounds. There's like a gazebo that is set up with a bunch of chairs, and it's surrounded by a pond with a single walkway leading to it.
Oh,
I had to make the joke.
But there's a tent set over by it, and you see Father Blackbriar leaving that tent and heading back towards the main building of the Zenith.
Zil will run over to him.
Okay. He'll be distracted in thought for a little bit, and then when you start closing the distance, and you see him, he'll look up and like a smile will spread on his face, and he'll just hold his arms out.
And I will run into his arms and give him the biggest hug.
And he will give you a great big hug back.
Oh, you have no idea how crazy my week has been. Well, maybe you do. He'll around.
He'll be like, he'll shrug and be like, I've had my own handful, and he'll just like gesture around. But
oh man, there's so many things. Where to start? I had told you that we would be having some refugees show up. Did any show up? She says, looking suddenly kind of scared.
He'll ponder for a second.
Told him, and I had specifically told him that they were lichens.
Yes.
And that they were coming because she could cure them.
Mm-hmm. He's gonna be like, he'll think for a second and be like, there might be two. I hope they haven't gotten caught up in the evacuation yet.
Dear.
They were staying in some of the slave quarters at the temple, for the time being. But that's all I got. That's all that have shown up, that have approached me about it.
Still nods. Okay, well. I'm sure you're very busy, but do you have a moment to talk in private?
Of course. And he'll be like, let's head back inside. Do you need to talk in private before we go check on the refugees that have shown up?
We should probably check on them first.
Okay. He'll lead you there, and there'll be two refugees. One of them is a halfling, and the other is elven. They're not transformed, so you can't tell. Even with you see their true form.
Oh, I only see their true forms.
Yes.
That's fair.
So if they're a werewolf or a hybrid, you see their human form.
Okay. Are they in a room together?
They are together, yes.
I would like to go into the room and close the door for privacy reasons.
Are you letting anyone else in?
Any of my team who wants to join us may, but this is only going to take a moment, and I would relay that.
Okay.
I just need a quick moment.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll follow you just to be nearby.
Okay.
Zil appreciates it.
Father Blackbriar will follow in too. He'll introduce you to them. He'll introduce you as Ziliana Arios, the chosen of Palor.
Zil is no longer accustomed to being like formally introduced and is a little weirded out by it, but she remains composed.
They will definitely have a look of awe that you were so accustomed to back in the day.
Ah, yes.
Because not only are
Like
you
old
in the Temple
times.
of Palor with basically the High Priest of Palor, but you're
Yeah,
also
they're meeting the Pope and the Pope's daughter, basically.
yes.
Yeah. The Pope and Jesus all at once. She Jesus.
In the Vatican.
Yeah. Basically.
Yes. And they're
And basically one of the princes of the nation.
Yeah.
Not that
you were not that he was introduced.
he was introduced, but like did Six and or Jorak join us?
The guy I'm looking for is here, right?
Yes, there would be
I would probably go find them.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll go with 6.
Would you have asked? You're just gonna ask around.
I mean, Zil would have pointed them
I'm pretty sure.
or
6
asked Father Blackbriar to point them in the right direction.
You can read their minds.
He actually would have been like, actually, that tent I was just at currently has some of the high-ranking commanding officers. If you needed to speak with them.
6 will go in there.
Okay. And Jorak will go with?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you're going to cure them? Are you going to question them or anything?
Zil does actually, yes. So I know that you were told to come here. Well, I suppose maybe this will be a good icebreaker. And she's going to shift into her hybrid form, which this is the first time Father Blackbriar knew, but this is the first time
He's seen it.
he is seeing it.
Okay.
What do the two react as?
There's definitely a look of shock. The fact that you're a werewolf. And they'll be like, are you getting the dreams as well?
No. And that's one of the things that I actually want to talk to you about. What can you tell me about the dreams, or have you told anybody here? I know that would rather out yourself as a...
Father Blackroy will step in and be like, I've asked them to remain silent about anything until you returned.
Zil nods. Good, I'm glad.
Especially with the excess military.
Yes, I was very worried when I showed up. I'm glad that you guys are here and safe. And she'll shift back into her normal form.
They'll be like, well, we've been getting dreams of a cloaked, hooded figure, and he calls us his children, and he beckons us to go to the forest north of Haven.
Does it give you a reason why?
There's lots of images, and it's not so much words, and it's difficult to retain all the detail complexity of it in the dream, but from my understanding, he's chasing the sun.
Zil nods. That makes a certain amount of sense, actually. She's a little pensive for a minute.
Okay.
Well, it's good information. Thank you for sharing. And now I have to offer. In my travels, I have a way I can remove the curse from you. I assume you would like me to do so.
They'll both nod. Yes, we would very much like to be free of this curse.
Of course. And she will, not pulling the item out, just like subtly putting her hand in the bag. She doesn't want to make it obvious that she's using an item to do this.
Okay.
Because the fewer people that know about it, the better.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to remove the curse from each of them.
She puts her hand in her pocket and says, "Put the curses in the bag."
Okay, that was really funny.
Are you? What are you doing with the curses? Are you storing them in the sun?
Yes, storing them in the sun.
Okay. Cool. Perfect. So the curses are lifted off them. You feel as they shift and get sucked into the sun, where they come to rest within the storing gem.
Excellent.
And they're now curse-free.
Zill is very happy that she gets to take that burden away from them.
Yeah. After a second of having the curse gone, you with your insight and your everything, you just watch as you feel them straighten their backs a little bit, and the weight,
weight has
gone.
lifted?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You're safe.
They'll thank you. The elf will actually hold out his hand, asking for your hand.
She'll give it.
And
Marriage.
he'll pull
Not
it up
in
and give her a kiss on the hand, and basically say thank you so much.
Hey.
He's basically crying.
She will just pull him in for like a very soft, gentle like hug, not like an intimate
Yes.
friend hug, but like a it's okay, they're there hug.
You're comforting.
Comforting, yes.
Okay.
It's very sensual. Deanna's upset.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's jealous. He wants to hug this elf.
I think Dan does not want to hug the elf.
It was jokes.
Six comes in and hugs you.
Okay.
This elf is
So
very
drop out of nowhere.
confused.
Okay. So basically, we'll wrap this one up here. The elf and the halfling will actually say they'll be leaving with the the refugees fleeing the city.
Of course, absolutely. I'm sorry that you came as refugees to a city that you have to run from.
It's better than being subjected to this curse a second time.
She nods.
And they will basically, when you all leave, they'll follow with and part ways. Okay. Six and Jorek. You head over. As you get to the tent entrance, the guard puts out a hand and goes, "What's your business here?" This is the Six and Jorek.
Oh. What did you say?
As you're approaching the tent, one of the guards will put out a hand in front of you and be like, "Halt! What's your business here?"
We have come to offer our expertise.
Yeah, I don't even think like Zorak even stops walking.
Okay. He'll be like, "And who are you guys?" He doesn't see any, besides your Inquisition, he doesn't see any rank on you, so he's halting you.
I'll just tell him to take it up with Father Blackbriar.
I am Six, and I will shake his hand. Whether he gives it to me.
So
or
he
not,
has
I'll
his hand
grab
out
it
in a
Yeah,
stop
I'll grab
motion,
his hand and then shake it.
and like he'll be
I
like,
love it.
he'll be like, "Okay, wait here. Let me speak with the commanders before." He'll step in. He'll poke his head in the tent. He goes, "Commander, there's 2 people out here that are."
I just go in.
He will actually try to stop you.
Okay.
How is he trying to stop him?
Physically.
This is gonna be
I mean,
fun.
aggressively, or just like trying to like, hold him back?
He will first hold him back, and if it does not stop,
You're gonna pick a fight in my front yard, you asshole.
That's fine.
Get off my lawn!
What do I need to roll?
are you trying to push past him?
I don't think.
I mean, I already did go past him. If he's like trying to stop me, then
He
if
is
he
trying.
poked his head in, I figured I'm just going
As
into
soon
the
as
tent.
as soon as he feels you brushing past, because he's poking his head through the doorway that you would have to walk through. So he feels you, and he's going to put his arm up to block you and keep you from going in.
Okay.
Oh no.
Yeah, I just keep walking.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, it doesn't have access. Dang it! I gotta reload.
No, reload.
Did that work?
This
now?
is what happens when your internet goes kaboot.
I know. Okay. Go ahead and roll a post strength check.
Lol.
Okay.
Don't make him angry.
High 5.
So he puts his arm up to stop you, and you just continue to walk, and he just kind of goes into the tent with you, where he immediately spins around and pulls out his sword. And puts it up to you. And he's like, "Halt. You did not
I
have..."
don't answer to you, man. I was sent here by Father Blackbriar. He told us where to go. I'm not, like, I don't answer to you.
All the guards and all the people in the tent will pull out their swords and be like, because you didn't get permission to enter the tent. You just walked
fine.
into the command tent without permission.
We were told to go in here.
Nobody in here
Dion's
knows
neck
who
is
we are.
hurting for some reason.
What?
Dion's neck is hurting for some reason in the other room.
Right?
It's like a pain in the back of the neck.
They'll all be like, "Who are you?"
My
Who's
name's
in
Jorak.
here?
This
Who's
is
in
6.
charge?
Are you following in after?
No, I'm asking. Who do we see?
There's a group of commanding officers in this tent. So there's multiple people in command here.
And
And
we don't know who any of them are.
you don't recognize them. They're not the ones that you have interacted with before.
There's nobody from the Xenos family?
No.
I'm astounded.
There's only so many of them.
Huh?
And I said, I mean, there's only so many of them, and they're spread around the country.
I will slowly push the guy's hand with the sword down and be like, "We are assigned to Captain Xenos. We have come to offer aid in preparing the defenses."
Captain Xenos. As if there's only one.
I mean,
Xenos is.
they can take that how they want. That's just
Okay.
what 6 would have said.
It's true.
Captain Xenos. Okay.
Xenos.
They'll ease up a little bit and be like, "Your big orc friend, is he with you as well? Because you're not wearing your Inquisition symbol."
Me?
My bear is outside, and I say, oh shit, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Lol.
I said we are assigned.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't say I.
Okay, gotcha. They'll still be a little weary because they don't see the Inquisition symbol on him, but they'll ease. They'll be like, "Is Captain Xenos with you?"
He has other
Speaking with Father
business he is
Blackbriar.
attending to. Correct.
They'll nod. Until we have confirmation that you are
Oh, well,
actually...
that was an unintentional lie. I forgot that he was actually dealing, or no, I guess he was with Father Blackbriar dealing with the lichen thing. Okay, so not a lie.
So they'll be like, "Unfortunately, until we can confirm your identity, with Captain Xenos, we're going to have to ask you guys to vacate the tent, or we will have to physically remove you by force.
I back out and I say my apologies, and I put my hand out to shake the guard that was an asshole.
To shake him, not his hand.
To shake his hand.
Him.
To shake his hand.
The guard who was
My
literally
apologies.
just doing his job as
we
a
were told where to go.
Guarding the command tent. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he's the asshole.
I shake his hand and I squeeze it real hard.
He shatters his
Um,
bones.
He will not offer his
Listen,
hand to you,
Amar.
Oh my god.
I'll stand there. I will stand there until he shakes my hand.
You just stand there awkwardly for 10 minutes until Zill and Dion come
I'm
back
looking
up.
at him dead in the face.
Love it.
I'll intimidate check if I have to, but I'm not leaving until he shakes my
Okay,
hand.
go ahead and make an intimidation check.
Oh my god. You really have been deprived of the D&D, aren't
Nat 20, 29.
Okay. He'll very, very unwillingly hold out his hand and take your hand.
Yeah, I squeeze the crap out of his hand.
Okay.
Which is exactly what he was worried.
Go ahead and make a
Bones,
strength
bones.
check.
Unwillingly, did someone else
Only a
like
10.
walk up and lift his
10?
hand up?
Okay.
Only a 10.
Okay. Let me roll a check. I was gonna. Okay.
It's a natural one.
Okay.
Is it? It's a-
He squeezes back.
Okay.
And you're pretty impressed. He manages to not like cringe under the pressure of your hand. You feel
Good.
like you might have misjudged him a little, maybe.
No, I don't feel that.
Lol.
I don't
I
feel
know.
that in the slightest.
Um,
I just know that I own him now.
Lol.
as you guys step back out of the tent, they'll be like, there's a seating area over there you're welcome to wait at when your captain returns with you. We just need someone that we can confirm identity of before we let anyone into the command tent. No hard feelings.
Yeah, I just stand by the tent.
Okay.
I don't really have feelings, and I'll stand outside.
Okay. He will not put his sword away
Always hard.
as he
I'll
stands
get
out there
mine
with you.
out. If he's gonna stand there with his sword out, I'm gonna get mine and just stand there leaning on it.
He's gonna have it hanging by his side, but he's not gonna put it back in his sheath.
Yeah, I'll just like sit there and like put like my elbow on my sword and sort of lean on it.
Sword?
Okay.
Are you using the sword or the hammer?
The Holy Avenger Greatsword.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Oh my god, you guys.
Oh man.
All
Can I
right.
hear everything?
Screw that guy.
You can hear them talking, yes, inside. I will get back to that. Okay, so the next, you guys we'll jump back to Zill and Dion. Father Blackwater is like, so you wanted to speak privately? We can go to my study. That's probably the most privacy we're going to get in this place right at the moment.
Zill nods. She's good with that.
Okay, so you guys descend up into the zenith to his...
Descend up into the zenith. Did you
Ascend.
just say
Ascend, sorry.
okay?
Well, you have to go down to go up. It's the
Gotta get up
zenith
to
is
get
so
down?
tall that it comes out the other side of the planet.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah, no, if you just keep walking up, eventually it'll be down.
That's how this works. Alrighty. Anyway, yes. So we go into Father Blackbriar's study.
Okay.
And Dion comes with us. Zill's not
Um,
keeping privacy from him because, I mean,
he'll kind of do like a little hand gesture and motion to the plate of cookies
yes.
that
Zill loves them.
you remember that were always there.
I love the cookies.
Um,
Zill eats the cookies.
Okay.
Dion looks at the cookies with suspicion.
Okay.
Zill doesn't care. Zill is eating the cookies. Zill knows these cookies.
Important question. What kind of cookies are they?
They look like sugar
Meal
cookies.
Sugar cookies?
hmm
With the fancy
Oh.
frosting on top.
No frosting.
Aw.
They
Just
they're the sugar cookies with no sugar on them. They're meant.
Y-
They're
you
like
mean
the-
like butter cookies.
Yes, they're good for
Whoa.
dipping in tea.
No. Sugar cookies and butter cookies are very different things.
I don't know things about cookies, apparently.
As someone who used to do this professionally, they're very different things.
Yes, yes.
Oh, baby.
You used to eat cookies professionally?
Yes,
He still
but I
does.
got paid to bake them.
Yeah, no, they're the
That's pretty
sugar
good.
cookies, so they look like they have like the crack on the top. They're usually coated in
They
sugar.
have crack on them?
Cracks. Like they look like they've
I
kind of like
definitely heard crack. Like, yeah.
Yeah,
There's
crack.
absolutely
Crack on
crack cocaine coated cookies.
In the Pope's office.
Yep. How do
I
you
love
think? How
it.
do you think he keeps himself sane in these war times?
Honestly, they're the
mean-
main reason that not Tom and I aren't talking.
Oh no. Not Tom. What did you do? All right. We got really off track.
Yeah, we gotta talk about cookies.
I assume we're all in the room and the door is shut.
Yes, it'd just be the three of you.
So I met my parents. My biological parents.
Oh.
Zil says, looking at Father Blackbriar.
They were wonderful people.
I'm so glad you didn't say my real parents.
I wish that the prophecies they had been given hadn't caused them to be forced to leave you here at the Zenith. But I am glad that I got a chance to raise you and be your father.
She smiles. You might want to take a seat.
Okay, he'll come over and sit down one of the lounge chairs around the plate of cookies.
So, we went to the Shadowlands to remove the curse of the darkness over the Shadowlands.
I am aware. There's no more clouds. Thank you very much for
Expansion's
that.
not even out yet.
You're very welcome.
It is wonderful
When-
to see the sun again.
Zil chuckles, knowing what she's about to say. God damn it! There's a fucking fly in my house. Oh, god damn it! Come here. Come
That's
here.
what he was gonna say.
Like, Zill's just trying to talk to Father Blackbriar, and there's
There's a
fucking
fly.
a fly like in her nose.
Told you. I fucking told you.
That's
They
how
left
they've
the
been
doors
spying
open,
on
and
us.
now there's flies in the Zenith. No.
You can't cast Guiding Bolt
So-
on a fly.
Watch me. Then it becomes a firefly. When we did, it broke the curse, but it released Shell and Gengar from a prison.
He'll sigh and be like,
Right? After that, this dark angel that they're talking about, that is coming to attack Vitola right now, came and took Shell and Gengar away. But at the same time, this guy, and she pulls out her sketchbook, and she goes to the picture of Dagmar Thassis, the original Dagmar Thassis, showed up. She's going to give him the brief explanation of who he is and what happened and how he became what he is.
Okay.
And then she's going to explain what they did to defeat him in that moment.
a look of shock and surprise will be on his face. And to be like, oh, that is quite the impressive feat.
It's more than that. You see, you remember that dream, that prophecy dream that you were getting, that
Mm-hmm.
we were all getting, about a man coming and demanding the sun, and if I were to refuse, he were to kill everybody?
Mm-hmm.
That was the moment. But the prophecy was broken. As she says the prophecy was broken, she is watching his face. And that gif, that current gif in reaction gifs, is what I'm expecting
I've had that up waiting to just hit send before you guys actually started talking, and I'm just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna send it.
He will sit there and be like, huh.
Does he drop his cookie?
He wasn't eating.
No.
But he'll pause for a moment. He'll reach down and actually take a cookie and take a bite and chew quietly while he ponders
Contemplate.
that information, and he's just be like, you broke prophecy.
You see, and she'll go into. Oh, were you gonna say something?
Yeah, he was gonna say something. He's like, you broke prophecy, and he'll pause for a second and be like, hopefully that doesn't upset any beings of prophecy.
Oh. Zil will continue to explain what the original prophecy was, including the fact that they were going to kill Baelor. And that it was actually the god of gods, Ao, that set this all in motion back when the Raven Queen ascended, which I believe is
That's common
correct
knowledge.
me.
Yes.
Right, the Raven Queen ascended, and that's what set off everything.
Yes. The Raven Queen's ascension is what tore the weave.
Yes.
And started this cascade effect.
Yeah. And that's where the whole, like, the prophecy that was broken links back to that moment. And that's how big of a deal it is to have this particular prophecy broken.
A 4,000-year-old prophecy.
4,000-year-old prophecy was broken because our Warforged cut someone's head off.
Yep.
So she continues to explain that. And then, she hasn't even gotten to the kicker yet. She explains to him that Pelor didn't have to directly intervene, and since the prophecy was broken, there was no longer a need for the true identity. There was no longer a need for the true identities of my parents to be hidden from me. And Aurelia is the name of the angel who took us up there.
Yep.
Yes, Aurelia.
And your matron.
Yes, I just out of character couldn't remember.
Yep. Father Blackbeard, like, she is a lovely angel. I've spoken with her on a few occasions.
Me too. She's
Paylor's general.
She took me to see my parents. I am not sure how to say this. She looks at Dion, pleading for him to say something because she doesn't know how to say this.
Father Blackbriar will read
He
that.
also got cookies in his mouth.
He's got a bite of cookie in his mouth. Oh, Dion does?
Yeah, Dion's just got like 3 cookies in his mouth.
Father Blackbriar will read the situation because he's got really high.
Right.
He's really high.
Yep.
Yeah.
Aren't we all?
Yep, on that crack.
Those are
Space
special
all
cookies.
edibles.
High in the space
They're-
tower with
Yeah,
crack.
they're edibles with crack on them.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Beautiful.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, that would
Sounds
be.
like a dream.
Oh man, that would be a roller coaster I would not want to go on.
Oh, hell no.
No.
But Father Blackbriar also has a bite of cookie in his mouth as he looks at you, Zil, as he realizes that you're having difficulty and you don't know how to say it. But he doesn't say anything. He'll just wait patiently.
Character, I didn't realize what you were trying to say.
She has gotten to the part where she's about to say my dad is Pelor, but she doesn't. She's like, "There's how do you tell your adopted father
Yeah.
that your biological father
Is his deity?
is a god, not even just any god." Well, when you met my parents, My father was going by the name Rowan. Yes?
Yes, Rowan was his name, yes.
That is one of the names, as he explained it to me. One of the more commonly known names that he goes by. And she is not capable of maintaining eye contact at this point, is Paylor.
He'll be like, all of a sudden he'll stop chewing. Be like, Paylor.
Yes.
That's why I chuckled, Jack.
God damn it!
Did you not realize that?
Hold on, this is just a game-breaking.
No.
Oh, is that his real name?
That's his actual
Rowan
name,
Atkinson?
Mr. Bean. His actual name is Rowan
Yeah,
Atkinson.
I was like, wait a minute. I'm looking at pictures of Rowan Atkinson. His
This is
name
the
is
most
Rowan.
game-breaking thing in the world.
That's
Can't
hilarious.
believe you didn't realize that.
Is Paylor's last name
I didn't know
Atkinson?
that was his name.
No,
You canonize that,
his-
please.
his last name is
Paylor.
Paylor.
His name is Rowan Atkinson.
It's Rowan Paylor, actually, is his
Rowan
name.
Paylor.
Rowan Paylor Atkinson.
I love how
Paylor
there's
is
this
just like
big
his
moment,
nickname.
this big emotional info drop moment, and we just broke it because of fucking Mr. Bean.
This joke has been building
Much better.
your
for
whole-
a very long time.
6 months
Your
in the
entire
making.
backstory, emotional weight is just broken because of Mr. Bean.
Oh, this is
Basically.
hilarious. I'm sorry.
AKA Rowan Atkinson, aka Paylor.
Oh, great.
That explains why Father Blackbriar looks like him.
Yeah, we get it now. He was blessed to look just like that.
Like blessed.
Okay. Oh man.
Yep.
So he'll stop chewing and be like, Paylor.
Zil just kind of like nods. Yes.
He'll smile and be like, that explains a lot.
You know, it really does. Turns out my mother, Willow, is actually an elf named Willow, so there's less of a surprise there. Though I did meet her in, oh, what city was that? Out of character, can't remember.
Valeforge.
Valeforge. We actually met her in Valeforge, though she was keeping, as per the prophecy, had to keep her identity a secret from us.
You met my mother and your mother and my sister on the same day.
Yes.
This is true. I can't tell if you're actually eating or if you're faking it.
I've got nothing but my tongue and my teeth in my mouth.
Oh my. Yes, actually we
You don't
did.
have a uvula.
A swollen uvula.
Oh
That too.
no, his has been swollen for days.
Oh.
That's the worst.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yes, it's been a very interesting couple weeks. Oh, and I already mentioned that we went to Dagamar's house, found an old painting with magic password, his diary. Like I would have gone through all of that. I'm not going to
Yeah.
repeat the whole.
He'll kind of chuckle a little bit
All
while
the
you're.
info-
He'll kind of chuckle while you're talking for a second as he reaches down for a cookie. He goes, "So that makes you a demigod. My daughter is a demigod." And he'll take a bite of the cookie.
Still just buries her face in her hands, embarrassed, and she's like, "It's so weird hearing it out loud."
Okay.
But yes, she recomposes herself.
Yeah. He's
I
like,
think that's about the synopsis of the last week and a half of my life.
he's like, yeah, that is a very, very eventful and exciting week.
Technically, I guess it was a little over. It was 2 weeks because it was the full moon that this all started. So the last 2 weeks of her life has been a roller coaster and a half.
And then Blackbriar will glance over at Dia and he goes, that makes a lot more sense as well. He told me to keep an eye on you.
Hey, fuck balls! Fuck, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
I heard you say fuck balls. Does that count?
Hi, can you hear
Balls.
me? Yay.
Fuck.
Did
Balls.
you lose your headset?
Balls. Yeah, I leaned and it unplugged part way, and I was like, fuck! Balls!
We heard that part.
Yeah, no, I think we heard all of it.
Okay, so it's just my earbuds. Or the ear part of my headphone unplugged then.
We got to hear too. But other than that.
Okay, so Father Blackbriar will be like, "Oh, that's why I was getting visions to keep an eye on you, Mr. Xenos."
Still just blushes.
Got swallows. Makes sense.
Damn it, I can only hear you guys out of one ear. Give me a second.
God, mute yourself. Mute yourself.
Jeez.
Oh.
Yeah,
Mute
mute.
yourself.
Ow.
Why would you do that?
Ow.
Why?
Well, my hearing's back. It was gone in my left ear all week, but now I can hear it.
Rip headphone users, aka all of us.
Ow.
All of us, yeah. Every single person in the call.
I literally like tore my headphones off my head. Yeah.
Fortunately, I don't have her loud enough that it like peaked or anything. It was just a horrible noise.
That's okay.
Oh,
Did you say Mazel Tov?
that's what I heard.
I'm sorry.
It did.
It betrayed me. Hi, I'm back, and
Hello.
and I'm yes. I'm sorry, my headphones screamed at you.
That's okay. It was Zill's inner monologue.
Just screaming. Basically.
Okay.
Anyway, so we don't have to roleplay too much more, but Zill's just, we'll wrap up that conversation. She just had to go see Dad and fill him in on all the stuff.
The stuff about Dad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. So,
Yeah.
okay. So, I assume you guys head back down to witness the awkward situation standing outside the command tent.
Ah, yes.
I mean, by the time they get there, we're just standing out front, basically. Six has heard everything they said.
You hear them. They mostly seem like they're talking about troop movements, troop placements, fortifications in the town. The fact that they are planning several different strategies to hold the army at bay for as long as possible to convince them that it's not a trap. With the least amount of life lost.
Okay.
You hear them mention that the High Inquisitor and the General Demetrius has ordered Vitala for some reason, unbeknownst to them, to be the final battle place for this fight.
Oh.
And that they have something that will lure the army here, is all they know.
It's me.
Eat me.
It me.
Technically, it's not you because you're still wearing your thing.
Oh, they're still looking for me. They're just using you guys to look for me. In fact,
Yeah, that's fair.
we'll deal with that in a little bit, in character, in a little bit.
Yep. So,
I thought we already dealt with it.
but yeah. So, what do we got here now? So, that's basically the information that you can scrounge up just from listening 6 without being able to see what they're pointing at. You can't really tell. And yeah. Dion and Zill eventually walk out of the Zenith to see a guard standing with his sword out and just hung at his side, and Jorak resting on his great sword standing right next to him, and Six just standing there. The tension is very high between Jorak and the guard.
Zill is full incognito, just looks like a regular person at the moment.
Okay.
Because that's attention she still doesn't need. And she takes a look at this and just looks at Dan and be like, your turn. And then follows behind him.
Sorry, so what were you saying, the guard?
He's got his sword hung at his side so that it's not in his sheath. The tension is very high between him and Jorak.
Oh, we're walking up on that. Okay,
yes.
sorry.
No worries.
What's going on here?
The guard will glance up and be like, well, these guys are wanting to get into the command tent, but until we can confirm their identity by speaking with their commanding officer, who hopefully can be identified, they're not allowed in, but they are choosing not to leave. Is what the guard says to you.
Wait.
I look to Jorak and I say, so who's your commanding officer?
Racist prick.
Did you say some racist prick?
Mm-hmm.
And then Dion's straight face will break, and he just kind of cracks up. He's like, "I've been called worse." I'm Captain Zenos, and this is my sometimes tactless subordinate, Zorak.
Okay. He'll glance at you and be like, follow me, the rest of you please remain here. And he'll take you into the tent.
Wait, Zorak. His allies.
Six, you'll hear the conversation. Be like, Commander, the half orcs and the metal man's captain has arrived. Your name was Zenos?
To be fair, he's mostly made of wood, but yes. Well, that's my last name. I am Dion.
You'll definitely see faces that you recognize just from being noble and as high-ranking noble as you are. And you see some recognition in their faces. They'll be like, okay. And you vouch for the ones outside?
My team.
They're your squad?
Yes.
Okay. You can have them come in.
I walk in as soon as he says that.
Is your weapon put away yet?
Mine?
Yes.
Not yet, no.
I told you to put it away.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah. I said put your weapon away, Zorak. These are allies.
I didn't hear that either.
I also didn't.
I must have cut out.
Yep.
You did start to dip at the end of your... Okay. Okay, so you guys step into the tent. Or Six steps into the tent.
Yeah, as soon as he says that, I stepped in.
The guard starts to move and be like, oh, okay, you're already here.
Yeah, I sort of like, I don't know what the word for it is. In like middle school, like when you like lunge at somebody, but like you're just trying to like make them flinch.
It's the come at me, bro.
Yeah,
No,
that. I do that to the guard as I walk in the tent.
The
29
bridge of my
intimidation.
nose and close my eyes.
He definitely flinches and drops his sword, and then which he clambers to pick up, and then he scurries outside.
Wasn't very nice, Shorak. What happened? I feel like I missed something.
Oh, not much.
Okay.
I telepathically tell Smokey to growl at that guy.
God damn it. Okay. He's just uncomfortable. Okay. What are you guys doing in the tent now? You've been granted access.
No, the only reason I even came in here was because Zorak had business. So I look at Zorak like, well,
Uh,
I say, well,
Six would
It was
say the
technically
same
six.
exact thing he said the last time. Word for word. I don't remember what I said, but
Okay. You'll repeat it.
yep.
Okay.
I think it was like just we're here to provide our expertise or something along those lines.
Yep, definitely the word expertise was involved.
it's always good here. I have a pounding headache for some reason now, and I just walk out.
So they advance. Are you guys walk up to the table? They.
Oh yeah, as soon as he said walk in, I came in. Like,
Okay.
I was.
So you'll see a battle map, basically a couple maps, one of the surrounding area and one of the city, laid out in front. You see them placing markers and doing stuff, moving stuff around the table, while they're discussing things and trying to figure out best strategies. You see that the map of the surrounding area has, there's been they appear that they're going to start building fortifications, out front to help basically. They're basically entrenching, kind of, without digging real trenches, to fortify the city at a distance to keep the cursed beings away.
Okay. Like around the entire city.
No, they're just doing it. It appears that they're doing it for a good wide range of the direction the army is coming from.
Oh, okay.
Because they assume the army is just going to come straight at them. They obviously know that some are probably, once they get there, they're probably going to start flanking around. But the goal is to stall them and make them think that they're trying to put up a fight there and not let them through. Is what your understanding of the situation is by when you're
Okay.
talking with them about defenses and traps and stuff like that.
I mean, we don't have to role play. He's just gonna give whatever expertise he has, since it's
cool. So
literally the kind of thing he's designed for.
yes, exactly. All right. Okay, so at this point, there's not really a whole lot of things. I was expecting you guys to have to spend a little more time traveling to get here. When I totally forgot I gave you that windwalk beat, so I totally didn't even think about that. So you guys have some extra downtime, basically to help with fortifying the city. So, what we can do is we can do some rolls to see how well the fortifications and stuff happen. I'll let you guys pick what skills, if you can explain to me how you're doing it. How that skill is applying to helping fortify the city.
I'm going to be providing as much holy water as I can on constant holy water duty over here.
Okay.
Just
Sounds good.
as part of what I'm doing.
Okay.
Nobody else gets to mess
He's not
with
there.
it.
Deanna has already left. He's not there.
Wait, what is this for?
On the way out, I smack that guard in the ass. On the way out of the tent, I smack that guard in the ass. I just want that to be canon.
Six will also smack him on the ass
And then
when he sees.
I mean, I'm crazy strong, so just anything that I can carry and help move to help with the fortification, I'd like to do that.
Okay. So go ahead and make a strength check. Dion, where are you going?
Didn't have any business in here in the first place.
Jesus, DJ.
The only reason I came over here was because, well, you said I walked up, but also, they needed someone to, they needed me to get in. So that's really the only reason I even walked in.
Okay. Cool. So what is Dion doing now? I'm just curious.
He's gonna wait for Zill, but he was gonna go head towards,
I want to clarify. When I said holy water, I thought we meant like over the next X period of time, not in this exact moment.
Yes, that is what that is
Okay.
exactly what it is. Over the next period of time, because we're kind of at a point where it's just
It's
going to
like
be
downtime, except
yes,
also war prep.
yes, it's prepping for an imminent attack.
Okay.
Well, we were asked to help with the evacuation efforts, so that's what I'll be doing.
Okay, so Dion will first go help with the evacuation. Cool. How are you wanting to do that?
Oh no, I'm just.
Okay.
I was gonna go to talk to. Didn't Alistair say to check back in with him or something
You good? Yeah.
after he was done?
If you wanna
yeah,
go
I'll go
check
check
in-
in with Alistair. Yeah.
Okay. That
And
works.
Zill's following.
Dion helps with the war effort by like evacuating people from their homes. He just knocks on their door and just very deadpan says, "You leave your house."
Yeah, like
Get
Dion's
out.
not. This is the weirdest way to utilize Dion. He's not sure why Alistair's having him do this, but
Alistair's
Well-
actually having Dion take command of part of the evacuation force and directing soldiers to help.
evacuation
Yes.
force, like basically an entourage for.
Yes. He's
Okay.
basically Alistair's going to hand you a portion of the load because he's currently the main one in charge of it, so he's going to hand you basically half of it at the moment and be like, you go to this district, direct the men, make sure they're helping all the citizens load up wagons, get their stuff they need, haul anything that they need to the evacuation wagons. Basically. I'm leaving you in charge. They'll follow you. You're Xenos, obviously.
Obviously.
Feels like-
Yeah.
Well. Zill is going to actually want to talk to Alistair and basically something along the lines of obviously I'm the bait for this trap. Well,
He'll nod.
what do you need me to do? Anything in particular or just exist in this town?
We need you to be here.
Do you want me to make it extremely obvious that I'm here to guarantee that they'll show up?
The more obvious, the better. But we want to make it believable. We don't want them to feel they're being drawn into a trap.
I'm wearing a necklace that prevents me from being scryed on. I'm worried if I take it off it'll be too obvious, but if I take it off it'll be easier for them to know I'm here. There are other options, I suppose, but
Alice should be like, I believe they already know you are here.
well, that's good.
But yeah.
Out of character question, real quick
Mhm.
for Dion. Dion, did you tell Zill about the conversation you had with Paylor about which of your family members are on his shit list and which ones are not?
We had that conversation in character.
We did have. Okay, I'm just making sure we had that conversation in character.
Yeah,
because,
so that shit list is you know about it.
so I know that Alistair is one of the good ones.
Yes.
Okay.
I need to use the restroom. I'll BRB.
Okay.
I would like to make an insight check to see how trustworthy Alistair is.
Okay, go for it.
Basically, yeah. Oof, 17.
Well, you have advantage, don't you?
Only if they're telling lies, but that's not what that wouldn't cover this, I
Oh.
don't think.
Okay, 17. You believe him. He seems trustworthy. He's following orders. But he doesn't have a malicious intent towards you, at least. He definitely, whenever he mentions the cursed, there's a little bit of malicious intent, but it's not.
I mean,
it's not as much as you felt with some of Dion's other family members.
mhm.
but there was definitely some malicious intent.
I have a very specific thing to request of you, and I'm really hoping that I'm not going to regret asking you this. I have reason to believe that we may be receiving refugees. Cursed refugees. Seeking to break the curse.
He'll be like, okay.
I ask that if that happens, if any cursed show up seeking, what is the word? There's a specific word for it. Amnesty. Amnesty?
Asylum.
Sanctuary?
Asylum.
Asylum. That's the one. If any arrive seeking asylum, let me know. Give them cautiously, of course, but give them a safe place for me to meet them. They did not ask to be cursed. Nobody asks to be cursed with lycanthropy or vampirism. Well, I suppose perhaps vampirism, but any that are truly seeking out a cure, I would like to meet them.
And he'll nod. He'll be like, as long as they rein in their urges and don't cause problems for my men, then there will be no issues. I'll arrange for a structure to be manned to contain them until you can be summoned. If they refuse to have their curse removed, we will execute them as spies trying to infiltrate our ranks.
Understood. That's more than fair, and I appreciate it. She lets out like she's tension, holding her breath moment, and then she relaxes, having skirted around a conversation that could have ended poorly.
He was very much not happy about the conversation and how it was going, because he definitely wants to kill the cursed, but he accepted because he respects you as the chosen of Palor.
I mean, I appreciate that because there's very little
That is
And
what
he-
you read when you were talking to him about it.
Yeah.
Is that simply out of respect for you being Ziliana Arios, he accepted.
and she was very much appreciative of that.
And knowing that you do have a curse breaking item.
Yeah, like she would have made it. I'm not very articulate right now, but she would have made it very clear that she believes that there are those out there who want it removed, and if word has gotten out that she has that ability, then people are going to try and come for that purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Don't cut down everyone just for the sake of their curse.
Yep.
Basically.
Okay.
Or at least give them the chance to prove.
Sounds good. Okay. So I think this is a good place to start our long-term transition through time, because I don't think you guys have any small things really left. We can just do some gloss over roleplay if there's anything that pops up.
I have a every night activity of continuing to mess with the curses I have using my own internal magics.
Okay.
To try and manipulate it and turn it into not a curse anymore.
Dion is dealing with something far more serious. He's practicing his music and his art.
Oh,
Oh. Okay.
Zill absolutely loves it.
While continuing his studies into other languages like Giant, which he was studying before briefly, and
Okay.
things.
Cool.
Will I ever hear you practicing that?
You heard me practicing. I was reading Giant way back when we were on the ship.
But probably not out loud.
No,
I mean,
you would have
maybe.
to. I would have to have been.
Do you
I guess when I hear you practicing one night, I'll just knock on your door, and say if you ever want to learn any orc, or anything. I know a guy.
Who would that be?
All right, see you.
Dion, in character, Dion legit not picking up, like him not realizing that I know a guy meant himself.
Zill is just in the other, like in the same room, but over a little bit, laughing her ass off at this very confused
Dion.
Theon in her room. It's great.
6 hears this, obviously, and he's like, I will take lessons.
Oh, I love it so much.
Yeah, I'll do orc lessons with 6.
Cool. Sounds good.
Loudly in the room parallel to Dion's room.
In the middle of
Six-
Dion saying a
Sixth
sentence.
will
and-
assume that you're supposed to say things very loudly. If you're doing it
Alistair-
loudly, so he will also.
Yeah. Before you guys depart from Alistair, Alistair will actually say, we had Father Blackbriar prepare you some rooms at the Zenith. You'll be staying there because it is the most fortified and our highest priority.
Zill has this look, like, for half a second, like, where else would we stay? And then she remembers that she's the only one who officially lives here.
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, I guess that makes sense.
So there is spaces for you guys at the Zenith, everyone, so you don't have to rent space. But yes.
There is one thing that Dion would like to do while we're in town.
Okay.
Ooh.
And that is, he would like to check in at the actual Inquisition Hall.
Okay.
And he's just really curious how those first few people that he met there are faring.
Those fresh recruits.
No, so there were a couple of like really
Stefan or whatever.
fresh Stefan and Alan.
Yep.
The guards who discovered the body, who Dion like scolded for making a bunch of assumptions in their investigation and whatnot.
Oh,
That's
man.
right.
You have to go
and
back
then,
and reread
then
the story.
the dwarf lady Roz. We don't have to do this
Oh,
this
cool.
session.
Okay.
But Dion would like to at some
point
go
during
there.
okay. I definitely need to go back and review that. Was that in one of our recordings?
It's in the big one that we've been writing.
Oh, okay, you guys have that in there. Okay, perfect. Cool.
Chapter 3.
I'll go review that and make
Or
sure
4,
that I'm
might be
all
4.
correct. Correct on all my stuff, because that was definitely something I was not expecting. But yes.
Lol.
Okay. Yes. So we have a couple weeks. Yeah, I know you want to do something on the full moon, probably, right?
Yes. That's another thing is shit. She's going to have to be very careful about how this happens. She's going to continue to seek out anyone who might be cursed by, because we've played it before in the past that she can kind of reach out using the
sun.
The sun.
Yep.
And kind of just like feel about. So she's going to do that incognito, walking around town.
Okay.
And seeking out people who are cursed without being actively telling people that that's what she's doing. Dion would know what she's doing, obviously, but
okay. You're gonna do that every day?
A little bit every day, and then during downtime, she's going to end up doing trying to manipulate and change the curse.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah. I'll come up with some stuff for the walking around town to see if there's. I'll do some rolls and figure some stuff out for the following session.
Yep, I'm good with that.
I was wanting to get to a little thing this session. It's not really a little thing, actually, but
Major story event.
Yeah, a little bit.
As you do.
So after
One
the
fight between me and that guard.
evacuation has happened,
I didn't hear that, Shard.
I just said the 1v1 fight between me and that guard. Was that the big?
you mean
It's the big story event.
you destroying
Lol.
that guard with one
Why don't you
hit?
just crush him.
What?
Please don't kill guards in
I
town.
think your base damage is over his max hit points.
Oof.
That's why I
Here-
didn't grab his helmet and like squeeze.
Yeah.
Was one of the things I thought about doing.
You hear Dion's voice in the back of your head. There are allies.
Okay.
I say that in Orc to myself, like while I'm frustrated with this guy. Go
Okay.
on.
Cool. Okay.
I understand him.
So about a week after the evacuation is done and the army of the cursed has actually passed basically the point where if they were to go to Haven, it would not make sense. It is very much true that they are headed towards Vitala.
Okay.
I'm gonna actually do it like this. Move all the little tokens on the map. At that point, you guys begin to notice new ranks and files of soldiers coming into Vitala from different locations. And reinforcing the city and heading out onto the plains. I'll move 6 over here. Move everyone down. So I can actually control the stuff on the map. Okay, cool. So several different platoons of men and clerics and elite warriors begin to file into Vitala about a week or two within a week after the evacuation, as well as some more of your brothers, Dion. Niklos and Peleus also join you guys with your father. I'm just gonna throw them on the board here. Niklos, Peleus, and Iskandar. Here's Demetrius too. Demetrius also joined. Iskandar.
So regular Xenos family reunion up in
Yeah.
here.
Yep. Reyna's there as well.
Ah,
Kind
but
of give Peleus a little bit extra, like visual scanning, trying to do it subtly. But Dion's definitely paying way more attention to Peleus than usual.
Okay.
is he one of the cursed ones?
He's the naughty boy.
He's one of
Of,
the naughty
of,
boys.
of all the people that just showed up, Peleus is a naughty boy.
Yeah. But you do remember Palor did say that Peleus is still in Palor's grace.
No, not according to the list that we went through.
There is
Really?
list. There's a list in notes.
Did
Yep.
I?
Peleus is one of the naughty boys.
Oh,
Everyone else you said is good.
gotcha. Okay. Well, look at that.
If you wanted to switch it up so that none of the naughty people are here, you could swap him out for Niklos.
Niklos is here.
Oh shit.
Lol.
Zoe.
Zoe's.
We are-
That's it. That's the only other good one.
Yeah.
Oof.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. I was pretty sure I made Peleus a good one, but I guess I could have been wrong. Oh yeah.
Lol.
Yeah, no. Peleus is not on there. Yep. Okay.
You said it wrong initially, but that's what I took down.
Yeah. Well, it's okay. He can be a little naughty.
Lol.
Just into like illicit sex acts, and Palor doesn't like that.
It could be.
I
I
mean,
think that sex acts are, as long as they're consensual, I don't think there's anything wrong with them in Palor's mind.
I agree.
Okay. So they all arrive. They move into the Zenith with everyone else, the command. The city is now incredibly heavily fortified. The streets are packed full of soldiers. Basically, wherever there's like the big open street markets would be, there's tents and tents full of like barracks. They've set up in larger alleyways. They've set up like small hospitals preparing for battle. Basically, they've fortified. They begin fortifying roads with creating walls and barriers to prevent from getting flanked and forcing the enemies into funnels. Basically, the city is being turned into basically
A military maze.
a military maze. Yes, that is a great way to explain it. And yeah, the night of the full moon.
Oh! Sorry, what?
Yep. The night of the full moon, there is a trumpet blast.
Zill, so night of the full moon, Zill would be out.
Okay.
And
Okay.
You're not in wolf form.
Meow.
Because she can resist it.
Yes. So
She would
you're
go
not in
out.
wolf form. Yes.
Not in wolf form. Incognito.
Walk in the streets.
Walking the streets, ready to... She would have asked the party to go with her for this. Because if she needs to intervene anywhere,
Okay.
she
Yeah.
doesn't want to do it alone.
Okay. Yep, that's fine. So you guys are out prowling the streets when a trumpet blast sounds. From the west or the eastern wall. Followed by another one closer. And soon after, you hear a flapping of wings as you watch as a dark figure flies directly over your head. Does not seem to be paying attention. It's just flying in the direction of the zenith.
And can
Black
I tell
wings.
what it is?
With you have dark vision, right?
I do. I have dark vision.
Okay. Yeah, no, yeah, you can see it. It's the angel from your vision. The black-winged one with the... What did I describe the weapon as? Was it a hammer? Or
It was an axe.
An axe. Yes.
I thought it was a scythe. That's how I've been picturing it.
It's a very wicked-looking axe.
Okay. I could be. That could just be my mind getting away with me, but I just
think
pictured this thing looking like
the
death.
same thing, just picturing it was the Grim Reaper.
I mean, Grim Reaper is also pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, are we going to follow it? Are we going to... She's looking at the party for guidance of what they want to do. I think he's probably looking for me. Or the attack is starting, who knows?
I mean, we
You're
would
a
have known when
Warhorn.
they were
We
going to
see
get
the
here,
angel
right?
how far out?
It's flying above the city, heading towards the zenith. The alarm was called as it came over the wall, basically.
How-
Are at the zenith. That's the safest
So
place for us to
he's
be, I
here,
believe.
but the army is not here.
Yes.
Okay.
The Zenith isn't lit at night. I think...
Still, that's where a lot of the forces are, so it would probably be the safest place to be right now.
Well... Yes?
You begin hearing...
Instincts say otherwise.
The horns are sounding across the city as it flies over. As he flies over. So there is an alarm going up. People are rousing.
People are aware of it.
People are aware of it.
I just worry. This definitely feels like a distraction.
The thing is, we are the target.
Well,
What
are
else,
we?
what else would be the target?
Well, Zenith itself, when it's not lit,
If that's the case, then being there would still be good.
Mm,
Can I insight anything from this angel's behavior regarding it being a distraction or something like that?
I feel like it's a distraction.
Okay.
Look into this guy to save me.
There's... The angel seems intent on locating something. It's definitely set on a mission. He's flying above the city. He hasn't descended yet. And I'm trying to think of what else, what other tells there would be going on.
31 insight.
31.
Roll?
Hmm?
I was waiting for him to tell me to roll. Do you want me to roll?
Sure. You can roll.
I doubt it's gonna meet a 31 though.
Yeah.
I was just fucking around.
It would help if I actually output it to D&D Beyond.
Right.
Or roll 20.
Roll 20.
It's difficult because he's just flying into town. He has his axe. He's fully decked out in his armor, his wings flapping. I can drop his token.
So be a little eager to deal with this dude because this is the person that absconded with Shalagengar,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
the entity.
That's another thing is I feel like it is a distraction, but I also feel like attacking it is... She wants to kill it. She really does. She is leaving it up to the party decision, obviously, but...
So you guys are out in the town. You could be back to the Zenith in a couple, probably like within 10 minutes.
So he's heading towards the Zenith then?
He appears to be headed towards the Zenith. That is the direction that he was flying. Depending on how much time you guys take to decide what's going on, might change things. I don't know.
I think that...
It's the full moon, right?
It
You
is the
said
night of the
this is
full
on
moon.
that night? I mean, this would be the best night for the wolves to attack. They would be at their strongest.
Which makes me wonder why he's alone. Or is he just out ahead of the pack, guiding them here? Distracting our forces to focus on him while they attack us from the outside?
Still better dealing with a smaller individual threat rather
He
than...
could be heading directly for the leadership.
He could be looking for...
Or to attack the church when its powers at its weakest and their powers at their strongest.
DM,
Yes.
you said at one point when I entered the church when it was dark out,
Mm-hmm.
my glow lit up the church as if it were day, right?
Yeah.
Would that theoretically happen at night if I went in there?
I thought it was actually still lit during the evening, like it was solarly charged. Basically.
Basically, there's like 4 hours in the middle of the night where it doesn't catch the sun's light because the tower's so tall. After like sunset and sunrise, there's like 4 hours where the Zenith can be manually lit from inside, but but only during those 4 hours would be when the zenith would be lit manually, and if they choose to do it or not. Usually it depends on a holiday, is when they do that. They don't middle of the night is not normally something where the zenith is lit. You would know that because middle of the night is not when Paylor is worshipped. So they...
Besides, the city has to sleep at some point.
Yes. So currently, the zenith would actually probably have just gone dark, maybe 30 minutes ago. After sunset.
But they could light it up without me.
They could light it up, yes. You know that it is possible to light the zenith up.
Okay. Less worried about it. Still, if we want to try and fight that thing, now might be the time. But I do still worry that it's a distraction of sorts.
I think it
Hello?
would be unwise to let him get close to so many high up people without at least attempting to stop him.
We need to make a decision. He's
Dion
moving
was
quick.
heading that way, so he's saying he was going to go that way unless you have an objection.
Oh no, I didn't hear that part. Yes, I will follow.
Yeah. So Dion's got Iris with him. He would have.
Oh, if you're on Iris, can I hitch a ride? Presumably.
Do you have wings?
I am trying to be incognito very specifically.
That's up to the DM if Iris can fly with both of us on her back.
I don't know what the weight limit is.
I'm very light.
Yeah.
Get it? Get it? Ha! Sorry.
Now my eye hurts. First it was my neck, now it's my eye.
Oh no. He doesn't like my puns, guys.
Yeah.
Light.
No, okay.
Christ.
Did it take you this long? Oh,
No, I knew the whole time. It's just driving me insane.
good.
Okay, so you guys are...
We can make it back. Yeah, whatever method we need to get back quickly, we will take.
Okay. Are you splitting up the party then as you return back? Because I know Iris can fly a lot faster than some people can move.
Jorak would be, I hate to be that person, but Jorak would be the one who would be the
It's
slowest.
very fast. He's not even worried about it.
Sorry, Smokey is really slow, though.
Oh, yeah.
We're worried
Yeah,
about
Smokey's
Smokey.
the problem.
We don't want Smokey getting left behind.
I mean,
Smokey
actually,
really like 40 feet.
me and Smokey are both very fast.
Oh, good. As long as we're all very fast. I assume we're all going to get there at the same time, then?
We wouldn't separate, no.
We're not
Okay.
gonna
We would go as fast as the slowest person could move.
Cool.
No need. We're all very fast here.
Okay.
I mean, we don't all move the same speed. But yes.
Okay, so you guys return to the Zenith. Okay. You begin hearing as you're traveling back. It takes a little while. You're probably going at a hurried pace, yes?
Yes.
You begin hearing the horns sound as they almost appear to be going around the city. He's circling. Looking.
Oh, I'm... Mhm.
Fun.
He's definitely looking for us, I think.
Let's check in and with the leadership and see if they have a plan. If they have orders. Before we act on our own. Since we're here.
Of course.
I'm gonna look for the on-site commander.
The commanding officer?
On-site commander.
On-site commander. Okay. with the horns
DIC.
going off, you actually see Demetrius and Iskandar moving around the camp. You see Arena hurriedly getting dressed and running to meet up with the commander, as well as your three brothers all moving towards the command tent.
Would Iskander, Demetrius or Iskander would be the one in charge then?
Demetrius is the one in charge of Haven forces, military forces. Iskandar is in charge of Inquisition.
Sorry.
What?
Right, but I mean, who would I report to here in this situation?
This situation, you would report to Iskandar, your dad, and then he would deliberate with Demetrius. And
know the name of the angel?
did you guys ever get it?
I think it was in one of the letters. But
I'll just say the black-winged angel then.
Let's call him Bill.
I know his name, but I don't remember if
Sephiroth.
you guys...
let me check my notes.
So you guys are approaching the command tent.
He'll say black-winged angel, if we know the name,
You'll say
then
the
we'll
name.
just say that he had said the name.
Okay.
So he runs up to, or hurriedly moves up to the command tent, and calls out for his father, but he says he calls him by his title.
Hi, Inquisitor.
Yes. Hi, Inquisitor. My squad's reporting for duty. Where do you want us? There's the black-winged angel flying above the city at the moment.
We are going to hold fort here and let's discuss our options. I assume he's here for the sun. And yes.
The daughter thereof. She says not out loud, only in her head, out of character.
Just looks at her.
And then he continues, you may enter. Come. You're part of the plan anyways, so might as well.
Me and my team.
Yes, your team is welcome. Not the bear and the giant wolf, but the rest of you.
The giant wolf with the giant wings.
Yes.
Hence the pause. The giant wolf.
Yes. And then he'll step inside the command tent.
And I telepathically say to Iris, which no one else can hear, looks like you get to babysit the bear again. Have fun. He goes inside the
Still hurt.
Six rolls a 6,000 persuasion or
No, my
insight.
paths
Wow,
are perception.
persuasion.
Yes.
I don't know. I
He's
don't
so
know. All my
perceptive.
words are going all over the
He's
place.
so perceptive it turned into persuasion.
I roll insight.
I'm
To see
persuasively
if Dion said
perceptive.
anything condescending about me or my bear.
You would still have no idea.
Only always.
Okay.
And he walks inside the tent.
Zil follows.
So you see a couple of the commanders that you saw earlier in the day. Not all of them are here. Some of them are probably... Oh, I guess this is not early. A couple of weeks ago, yes.
2 weeks ago.
Yes, 2 weeks ago, that's right. But you guys, their hurried discussion goes, the enemy commanders appears to have flown ahead of the army. Obviously, he believes he's powerful enough to do something. Do we know what he has come for?
Real quick, this is the same angel that took...
When you guys saw him...
carried away and he teleported away.
Plane shift.
Plane shifted away with Shalagengar, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was Iskander able to see that? Because he was there. but he wasn't
Um,
out in the
He was a
sky
distance
with us.
away.
They
Yeah.
saw a black-winged angel in the distance, and they saw the dragon and him vanish.
I say at that point we were pretty far away.
You guys were pretty far away.
I was right there. So was 6.
Well, yeah, I was on him.
Yes, yes, but from the rest of the party.
Mm-hmm.
And they were a little preoccupied, not necessarily 100%.
We're fighting some
Giant,
sea creatures or something.
Basilisks.
giant serpentine
Oh, that's right.
basilisks. Yes.
And I'll just make sure that they know that piece of information. Yes.
Okay. Iskander will
Absolutely
nod.
no
He goes,
absconded
I thought he
with
looked familiar. I never got to see him up close.
Fairly certain, not 100%. But it seems likely. I don't know of any other black-winged angels.
I know of a few, but only one of them is on our side.
Did we wake you in the middle of your slumber?
Yes. The horns woke me. But
Wow.
Yeah.
Slap your cheeks. Let's get ready for this.
Zach fights the urge to say something about don't mess with the bull if you can't take the horns, but he doesn't.
You're not a minotaur.
Demetrius will cut in and be like, I believe his intent is probably to
Still
end
just kind
the
of like
war,
raises her hand.
end the war before it even begins by claiming his prize.
I think he's here for me. Or that which I hold.
What do you all think the sun could mean? Because we've heard different interpretations, and I want to know where you all stand.
Um,
In case there's something we've discounted.
Iskander and Demetrius will look at each other. We believe they're here for that undisclosed information that we had the private conversation with.
Yeah, not.
Still just sighs. Kind of rolls her eyes a little bit.
Wanted to
They're
make
keeping
sure.
they're keeping it very under wraps.
Oh no, I know. I get it. Don't get me wrong. I get it. Zill gets it. Zill still rolled her eyes.
Yep.
They-
That is most definitely his goal. The armies, I believe, are going to be clashing in the next day or two. There's no possible reason for him to come ahead other than he's trying to psych us. He's trying to create discord within our ranks. Maybe chop off the head. But if he was trying to chop off the head, why did he not attack already? He's searching.
He's definitely taunting us, or he's not afraid of having his presence down.
Mm-hmm. He doesn't fear us.
Not at all.
He thinks he's invincible. Which makes me
Well.
believe that is why he's here.
I know a couple others that thought they were invincible. One of them went down quite easily. The other one almost did.
Um,
And he'll look at 6 when he said one of them went down easily.
Six will look back at you and give his his version of a wink.
Blinking.
One eye flickers out for a
turns off.
second.
Yeah.
He unplugs one eye. He literally pulls one eyeball out, looks, and then puts it back in.
I love it.
okay.
That would be wonderful.
Okay.
There's like a switch. He just turns it off and then turns it back on.
Demetrius will be like, if you are okay with it, Zill, I would like you guys to
He would call me Miss Arios.
miss
Say it.
areas. Yeah. I guess.
He and
it's
I are
true.
not on that term. Sorry.
You guys traveled together for a week or two when you traveled
Yeah.
north. So,
Hey, babe.
but yeah, he does. He would. Yeah, I think he would call you Miss Arios. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah.
He
I
is a
think
worshiper of
especially in this,
Paylor, and yeah,
especially in this context when it's a very official, like,
high ranking. Yeah,
we didn't roleplay us becoming friends. He doesn't get to call her Zill.
that's fine. He'd be like,
Anyway.
Miss Arios, if you would mind, you make a very excellent beacon. I think you could draw his attention, and then we could truly find out if he is here for you.
Are we inside the Zenith itself?
You guys are inside the command tent outside the Zenith.
I could light up the whole Zenith if you'd like.
We've already sent word for Father Blackbriar to have his clerics do so.
I mean, I literally all I have to do is walk inside it.
Shortly thereafter, the tent begins to glow as the Zenith lights up. We've already dealt with it.
Okay. Zill will take her hood off and like let her hair down and step outside. Whenever you want me to.
Demetrius and Iskander will begin calling orders to prepare the battlefield. Clear a space to draw him in, basically.
Everybody, ready your actions. As soon as it gets within range.
Yep. Okay. So, I love you all. But
Bye.
I have to get up in 5.5 hours to go to work.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
I'm going to call it here for the night, and we will pick up with this fight tomorrow. Or next time we meet.
Tomorrow.
Hopefully next
and
week.
then every day thereafter. until the
Hopefully next
campaign
week.
is done.
Next
So-
Wednesday, the 14th.
Yes. I believe I'm free that evening. I will know more when I look at my schedule.
Okie dokie.
But,
Okay.
okay. Thanks for watching
Yeah.
YouTube.
I want to play more.
I know.
Bob, not Bob,
I
Tom.
really wanted to do this fight tonight, but
But you know, internet.
yes, the internet crash and starting late, and yeah. That's okay. We'll be fine.
And then there's Shorax.